way. I've been itching for a way, honestly, to try and make some extra money of my own on the side. Kind of like I was out of money. I needed a job. I had some shit going on, and I was at like a real low point. And then one day I stumbled onto your page, and
Mhm.
you're like, "Oh, I sell couches." I was like, "What? Like, what do you mean you sell couches?" I was like, like, is it that easy? And I,
Yeah.
I just watched, some of your videos and how you do it, how you explained it. I'm like, it sounds feasible and simple because, like, the people who are online looking for a couch are usually people who have no business trying to move one themselves. It's usually some older woman or, single mom or, whatever the case may be. I was like,
Yeah.
let me give it a shot.
Yeah, there's a huge demographic of people who are down for a used couch, but no chance they're getting them themselves. So alleviate all the friction. There's money.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had heard that term before, but like, you definitely found a little corner there, and I do appreciate you sharing for sure. It's made a difference for me so far. I feel a little better about things. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gatekeeping for long enough, but yeah, I just want to start collecting success stories. So
I get the reason why you did for a while. I say like my best sale so far was like actually something you mentioned in one of your videos was that you said, it seems like a lot of times like Asian people don't use their furniture. It's always like pristine and like beautiful. There was like this rich Asian family that had moved into a town near me, and the dad got a couch and mom just didn't like it, so it had to go. The thing was basically brand new, and it was like this I don't know what brand it was, but it said Italian leather all over it, and it was
yep.
beautiful black. It was clean. I got it for $100. 10 minutes
And
from my house. Brought it to the storage unit. It sold like 2 days later for $800 delivered.
sick. So
Yeah,
sick. Is that a sectional?
it was a sectional. Yeah, yeah.
Cool beans.
Pointed out in the course, which was really helpful, was that when you furnish somebody's entire space, is when you can really make some profit margin. A sectional or a sofa love seat and a chair or something.
Trailer privilege. Like
Yeah,
you get lucky buying it because they can sell to such a small population of people who can actually pick it up. The ones that take 2 trucks to pick up or one good trailer, that's the opportunity for sure.
Actually, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's a brand called Elran.
Yep.
It's a nice blue sectional with a matching chair. Long story short, I got that for like $200, and I'm delivering it like 2 states away. So it's like a 2-hour drive, but I'm getting $1,100 for it.
Dope.
I'm kind of like ranting here, but basically,
Don't worry about it, man. I got all night.
yeah. So you don't plan on stopping doing this anytime soon?
No. Content will take off.
Okay, this is the first time I've ever spoken to somebody like off Instagram, to be quite honest with you. So like,
Yep.
you're what, 32, 33?
Yep.
Yeah, I just turned 30 this year, but like, I consider myself like a boomer at heart in a lot of ways. So like this whole the whole Zoom call thing, all new to me. The first couple times I reached out to you, I wasn't sure really who I was talking to. Am I talking to him? Am I talking like one of those automated like click off messages? I was like,
Yeah.
and then like after a while, I ended up realizing it was you. And then we did the Zoom call meeting, and I was like, all right, no, this guy's like legit. Like he really does this. He figured this out, and he's here to share. And I'm like, you know what? Like, let's give it a shot. Yeah, I guess trust is the word for it. It would say like, it helps you trust that it's not like a scheme.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Like,
Like I'm in a space that I despise, like the info space. I ran this as a high ticket at one point. I don't know. I'm a boomer too, as far as technology goes. Like I can make a banger video, but as far as like a landing page and all that shit, like as soon as I fumbled on this for years because anytime it was like, all right, we got to make a landing page. What the fuck's a landing page? And like trying to,
exactly.
you know what I mean? Like it was so
Yeah,
brutal. And then
yeah.
finally, someone slid into my DMs and was like, "Hey, we do the build outs, and you just handled the coaching." And the system they had set up was like get people to. So I do the content, and then people who are interested, like the leads, would fill out a form, and then they would get sales call. And like I didn't even know the people doing the sales call. Like it's everything that you're talking about, like
Yeah,
Instagram 3
yeah.
a.m. bullshit. It was that. It was 100% that, and I hated it so much. And it was expensive too, like the slice that they took. And I didn't like how much my students were paying, and I didn't like how much that went to the agency. Like the whole thing, every angle of it was just so icky to me. I hate high ticket. I would way rather price it low and push volume, and just have it as like an impulse buy price range, not subscription. And nobody's asking for community, so I'm not really interested in community at this point. Like I just want a low ticket, course. You can crush once, get it. You got everything you need. Go run and stack wins is the goal. So I feel like I'm almost there. I just need to polish it up a bit.
Kind of, that's why I'm here. That's,
Appreciate it.
Kudos to you.
I appreciate your kind words.
So, like, obviously, you did this part-time for a while, like outside your nursing job. And then at one point you just decided like you were making too much money outside of work that you were like, all right, it doesn't make sense for me to be here. Right.
Yeah. I became a really shitty nurse. Like my complex of just like, I don't need to be here.
Yeah.
Very, very apparent.
I don't want to say like rebellious nature, but I don't like listening to people tell me what to do, especially if I feel like they shouldn't be telling me what to do. And especially when it comes to me, like, I got to go to the dentist. I want to spend time with my family, whatever the case may be. And like you say, oh no, or you have to like get permission. I'm like, in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm not asking. Like, how's this going to go down? That's always been my problem. And now that like I have some money saved and now like this is going good, I'm not going to say it's doing wonders for my attitude at work, but at the same time, I'm not going to be an idiot and like out myself before I know for sure I can keep this going like long term, right? So like what I was going to ask you was like at what point, like were you making like 2-3x your income before you were like, oh, full time?
Quick, yeah. So July was a half month. July 2019, borrowed the trailer. On the 10th, I got the trailer. The 13th was my first sale. My first half month, I think like 2,500 gross profit, which was more than nursing because it was all cash at that point. Wasn't paying any taxes on it. And then August, just hit the gas hard, and I think I did $4,000 profit. And
nice.
Take home nursing was 1,300 bi-weekly, so $2,600 a month nursing, and then $5,000 couches. And that was after like I was still full time. And then I think I pulled back to. No, I did full time for a few more months, dropped to part time for about a year, and then casual. I was doing the bare minimum just to keep benefits. Was 4 shifts a pay period, and then at one point, my nursing manager was offering me shifts. I'm like, no, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. She's like, how many shifts do you want? I was like, well, ideally 0. And she's like, hey, Tim, like the contract for casual is 4. You need to do 4. I was like, okay, 4. I'll do 4.
Okay.
And then it wasn't until I got swabbed for COVID and they like stuck a Q-tip up and like scraped my brain, and I was just like, I'm out, I'm done. Like I put in my 2 weeks notice. That moment from the swab, went to the scheduling office and put in my 2 weeks notice. I would have done it way earlier, but I had mortgage approval on the brain, and banks prefer W-2 for you. I think W-2 income.
Yeah, it's W-2 or what, 1099?
Yeah, T4 for us is.
Oh, okay.
And so the banks wanted that, but then it got to the point where it was like, hey, like these are people's parents and grandparents, and I actually don't care. I need to skedaddle. So I just went full time, and so the mortgage was trickier because I had to get a B lender for self-employed income, but we got it done. So to answer your question, I could have gone full time way sooner. And if I had a time machine, I would go right back to the beginning, get 4 lockers right off the hop, finance the dopest trailer right off the hop.
While you were part time, before you went full time, how many lockers did you have?
I did a few months of just a single car garage, and I was moving them faster, so less profit and just playing hot potato. Like I would rather take 300 today than 500 tomorrow. Because then on the 300, I would go get another one, make another 300. You know what I mean? Like it was just speed. And that's what I definitely want all my students to do, is be speedy, not greedy. And but now I'm playing a different game with 5 lockers, and I price them a little bit higher, sell them a little bit slower. I only want to sell them as fast as I can replace them. So I keep par levels of like 80% full. And if I hit 100% full, then I'll drop some prices and move them quick. But for the most part, I'm a little greedier or optimistic maybe would be a better word. It was single car garage, and then chapter 2 was renting shop space from a friend that was a smoking deal. She had a double car garage, and she gave it to me for $100 a month. and that was good, but it was kind of off the beaten trail, and she was kind of stingy about not wanting people to come to her house. So I was like, the value
Yeah,
is there's
inconvenience.
more downsides than upsides. So then it was like, all right, let's get a locker. And then super stupid. When I got my first 10 by 25, I was like, oh, I should have done this immediately. Like, this is so good, because then I was able to hold. It went from having 2 listings to always having 6 listings. And it feels like I'm a fisherman on the beach with, at first I had two fishing rods stuck in the sand with lines out,
Yeah.
waiting for something to bite. But then as soon as I got a locker, it was boom, now I got 6 of them. Now I have about 20 listings at all times. Mostly full lockers is the goal, but when I do a relist,
Okay.
it's usually like 18 to 22 listings. Yeah.
I mean, as of this weekend, I will have sold, I believe, 9 couches in total.
So
Which is, yeah, it is dope. But I currently have, outside of those 9, I still have 6 sets in the locker, and I don't have enough time to photograph anything because right now, like, the sun goes down at like 5:36. I
yep.
work 8 to 6 Monday to Friday, so I'm working 50 hours a week, and it's during all the good daylight hours, and I only get like Saturday or Sunday, if it's
Yep.
nice, to get photos. So
Let's be a little bit bolder when we pick up. You can rehearse it so it comes out smooth. Of just like, hey,
okay.
can I ask a big favor? Would you be cool if I just do some photos and videos in the driveway? This one's actually for resale. This isn't for me. I'm trying to supplement my income so I can tell my boss to suck out an egg. And they'll laugh.
Okay.
They're like, oh, cool, good for you, yeah. And then do photos and videos before it goes in the trailer. Everybody knows what I'm doing, and so they know that it was purchased with the intent of resale. And so it's nice to be like, all right, here's the custom leather sectional, $8,000 new. I'm in a dope neighborhood. I'm in Mississauga. This is really a nice neighborhood. But like that kind of adds to it too. Of just like, oh
Yeah.
shit, that is a nice neighborhood. But yeah, have that confidence and dabble with that boldness of just like, hey, can I take pictures of this thing I just bought from you? I'm going to flip it. The video I posted of me loading the couch, talking to the guy who does the car
Oh, he
hoist.
does like lifts or something, or
Yeah,
hoists.
that conversation is exactly how it goes every time. Oh, fucking right, man. That's cool. Good for you. Like every time. Like you don't need to be nervous about that. Be bold. Ask to take photos and videos before you load it up. Marketplace is good for anchoring your individual listings, but once a week I'll post in groups and I'll do one big listing with all of my couches in one post. And then it's all of my listings in one post, and then I throw text on top. I've also got my own group called Tim's Couches. That is something I wish I did from the very beginning. That group is about 1 year old, and I've got 2,000 followers, I think, on Marketplace. It is good for absolutely nothing except social proof and vibes. Oh, wow, his account from 2007. Oh, shit, 2,000 followers. And then, boom, the reviews are the nail in the coffin of like, oh, no, this is for real. But the 2,000 followers, not a single one of them will get a notification when I post a couch. It's not good. Why would Meta put my free stuff in their feed when they can put UFC highlight clips and reels and boosted ads and stuff like that? Yeah. But a group is a different story. It's like being their friend. Now my stuff pops up in their feed. Some people are cold online, but when you meet them, they're fine. Phone call goes a long way too. Like if there's anything weird about it, progress into a phone call and they can hear your voice, you can hear theirs, and now it's a human interaction, you know?
Dog destroyed it. He pissed on it. He ripped the cushion. I need a couch. And like they just need it real quick. That obviously, I guess they realized in that moment the depreciation value of a couch, especially when you have animals. And like, why would I buy another new one? Let me just get one off this guy real quick, and then I solve their problem, and it works out well. So
people will put up with a shredded couch and just cover it with a blanket and say fuck it, and then to see if just like, oh dude, it's smoking deal. He delivers and he'll do a dump run. Like the impulse factor is potent in what we do for sure.
Providing convenience at the highest level.
For sure. Amazon sells convenience as much as they sell stuff.
You told me a year ago, like, oh, you're going to flip couches, make a bunch of money. Like, nah. Because of that, I was able to like look through your stuff, and I was like, you know what? I think this is really worth trying. Because I've done a lot worse things for much less money. And like, I'm like, I could totally just drive a couch around. I have a truck. I'm like, let's go. I'm definitely appreciative of the content you made.
Cool, man.
You've made things a little cooler for me.
It feels like buying $800 for $200, doesn't it?
If I'm going to buy any couch, my minimum margin of what I would like to see profit is $300.
Yep.
Because right now, my job, I'm getting paid $280 for a 10-hour day. Now,
Yep.
that's not bullshit money. It's decent money, and I'm not complaining about it. But I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I want to like really be worth it. So if I can make a day's pay off any one flip, if I made 2 or 3 flips in a week, that's 3 full days of extra income. That's like 30 hours. There was one day where it was over a weekend. I sold 2 couches. I profited, I think $800 in like 5 hours. I literally just like drove to the locker, dropped off a couch, drove back to the locker, dropped off another couch, and then I got lunch with my girlfriend. And I made like $800. I'm like, I'm like, that's it. It makes you feel like 50 Cent and Get Rich or Die Trying. And I'm like,
It changes your perspective, eh? When we're an employee, we're not paid on what we produce. We're paid based on how easy we are to replace.
some modern day hunting and gathering, but it's couches.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like work. You're like, oh, okay, this is totally good. I'm gonna get this money.
Yeah, it's a game. The money's just how you keep score.
You know what? I was feeling like that when I called you. I was literally writing down all the couches and shit I've been selling, what I bought them for, what I sold them for, and like this is month 1, and now we're in month 2, and I feel like I'm like, all right, cool. So the number to beat is like the 3140 from last month. I was like, what can we make? Can we make 35, maybe 4? I'm gonna be a little advantageous and say 4, because by the end of this weekend, if I only sell the blue couch, I should be at about 1,300 profit this month so far. Was like, over the summer when I had that low point where I had like no money, I didn't have a job at the time, and I was like really trying to figure out what my next move was.
Mm-hmm.
I never ever wanted to feel like that again, especially as like I like to think of myself as a fairly competent man. I get things done. I can do stuff, right? And like for me to have ended up in that position, I was just very. It's like one of those moments of like self-reflection. You become disappointed in yourself, and like
Yep.
right now I'm in this position where like it's the exact opposite. Like I
Mm-hmm.
have a good job. I'm making a lot of side money now, and I'm able to put a bunch of money away. I have good savings, and like it's empowering. It's nice. You know what I mean? Like it's good to feel like, okay, I can make things happen now.
Yeah, it feels like phase 1 of financial independence because I enjoy what I do, and it is so much more money than what I used to hate doing. Like it's like I
Yeah,
feel like I feel like I play couches. I don't work couches. I love
yeah.
it. It's so fun.
Like I had that moment recently where I worked a full day, and my day was worth 280 to this guy. And after work, I drove to my locker, which was like 20 minutes away, picked up a couch, and then I sold it 20 minutes away from there, and I made $700. And I was like, what? Like, because honestly, what I'm thinking now, right, is I'm already thinking like, what you had already thought was like, okay, I work 50 hours a week, and I have 25 to maybe 30 hours outside of that where I'm not sleeping that I can use to find, buy, and sell couches.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing this good with 25 hours, how good would I do if I had all 75 hours?
Yeah.